Hello everyone. Today's video is a very serious and disturbing topic that I have been meaning to discuss for a long time, but kept putting it off because I wanted to find the right words. As you have seen from the title, we'll be talking about Upskirt Fancams. Don't know what that is? Don't worry, I'll discuss what it is, and why it is problematic and disgusting. Before we begin, I have currently made my Discord private, so, if you want to join, just DM me. And, now, let's get into the video. Upskirt videos are exactly what they sound like. They usually occur when a fan is placed at a lower angle than the idol on stage, and instead of pointing the camera upwards like normal human beings, they try to get shots of idols' panties and privates, which is disgusting, I know, but let's not get ahead of ourselves before I start angrily ranting. Basically Upskirt, downshirt and other such fancams are like a whole genre on YouTube now. I had never come across these until I started making videos, so as you may have noticed, I use a lot of fancams in my videos. Searching for these fancams led me down a dark path. At first, I noticed that some of the people I already used fancam of had some questionable thumbnails. I wish I could show these, but I don't want to expose anyone. I'm not that kind of channel. But some of these thumbnails would have the idol bending over. At first, I ignored these videos, but when it came time to making this video, I caved. I checked this out, and the whole video would be innocent with just 1 millisecond of a female idol bending, and that's what they decided to use as a thumbnail. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this topic. Sadly, Upskirt fancams are actually way worse and way more intense. Now, like I said, these are a whole genre, and I'm not lying. One search, though I wouldn't recommend it, literally lands you on the weird side of YouTube. Only this time it isn't furry videos. It's exploiting women, which is way worse. First, I want to talk about something that is related in a way but in my opinion is not a cause for Upskirt fancams. Now I want you to keep that statement in mind. Stylists need to consider that idols on stage have to dance, jump, walk, move around in front of a huge crowd, and putting them in the tightest and shortest dresses from baby gap is not gonna be the best idea. I agree they look gorgeous. I mean, if I had legs like this, and it was appropriate, I might never wear pants. But that's just me. These idols may feel completely different. Some may be very uncomfortable, while others may not even care. But in my opinion, short dresses like these should be reserved for red carpets, accepting awards and other events where idols don't have to dance. It pains me to see these idols constantly pull down their dresses after making the smallest of movements. But again, I want to repeat that wearing these dresses is not the reason for Upskirt fancams. They in no way cause these fancams to happen. You know what does? The decision of these evil perverts to record it. Sexualizing anyone without their consent is not determined by what you're wearing. It depends entirely on the creep who's sexualizing in the first place, and everyone should know that. But these dresses make idols more vulnerable to such actions. But banning these dresses is not fair. Why do these idols have to be restricted when it isn't their fault? It's the ones recording. So what do we do? It's just a matter of wearing what, when. You wouldn't wear a floral gown to a funeral, would you? Unless you're a bad bitch. Now this section of the video is gonna get a bit serious. These fancams are disgusting regardless of who you're filming, but what makes them even worse is when minors are subjected to this. Idols like Chewie and Nancy, especially the latter, have so many Upskirt fancams. It's absurd. Is that what these idols are to you? Just a walking object for you to disrespect for views? That's absolutely disgusting. These idols work hard for months to perfect their singing, rapping, performance, only for you to not care about it and film their crotches instead. You need help, and doing it to children, you need even more help. How about I help you? I'll do it in my own special way. I want to briefly also mention Momoland, one of the groups that I think are the most sexualized, especially Nancy and former member Yeonwoo. There was an entire issue where people believed that their company purposely didn't give these two members, the visuals, any safety shots in their performances to attract an audience. And while that sounds impossibly cruel, it has a lot of truth in it. Again, I do not recommend checking any of these videos or channels out and giving them any views, but some of Momoland's Fancams had mysteriously high views and they just happen to be the ones where one of their bodies was made the focus. I don't blame some of these idols for leaving. They trained hard to show off their talent, not just their bodies. And again, Nancy was underage for a lot of these Fancams, and they continue up until now. And it's even more aggravating when you realize that these strangers will take videos of idols that these idols are not comfortable with and then share it with millions of people, and after all that, the hate goes to the idols, as if they were the ones holding the camera, recording and uploading it. It's almost like you are always hunting for a reason to eat an idol alive. But the worst part is the hypocrisy. Idols like Hwasa, Jennie, Hyolyn and more get called all kinds of names for wearing the clothes they like. So, when these independent adult women decide what they want to wear, and what they are comfortable in and make decisions for themselves, you'll have a problem. It's too short, it's too tight, she's a nut, and all your other disgusting comments. But when these same dresses are forced upon idols, you have no problem. In fact, you are in the front row ready with your camera for a chance to exploit them. How dare an adult woman be in charge of her own body and sexuality? Like, isn't it so absurd? Hwasa got so much shit for this outfit even when she killed it and was confident and picked it herself. She was labeled all sorts of nasty things. But when the same body parts are exposed and filmed without consent, you are okay with it? This is the problem with this entire issue. And please do not misunderstand my blurring of some of the images as me trying to sexualize or overly protect these idols. I felt that since in most of these cases, these shots were not consented to, it was best to blur out anything that may make the idols involved uncomfortable. I can't believe videos like these are allowed on YouTube and people can actually make money off of this. I wake up every day thanking whoever made safety shorts. I know most of the time the clothes that these idols wear are shorter than the safety shorts and may sometimes even make the outfits look a bit odd. But to me, I just want them to feel safe on stage, and if that's what it takes, I'm more than okay with it. I mean, just look at the difference a costume and being comfortable makes in an idol's performance. Giving idols clothes like this and then expecting them to bust out entire dance routines is unrealistic. And then these idols are called lazy or divas because they look uncomfortable. Make it make sense. And I don't want anyone to think that this is exclusive to female idols only. Male idols are subjected to this too. But female idols are the ones who are most vulnerable to it. There's a clear double standard. Even though both situations are wrong, if a male idol is sexualized, the blame rightfully goes to the person who sexualized them, but in female idols' cases, it goes to the idols, as if they decided to be exploited. Regardless, in a community where the word sexualized is used so much for things like fan fictions, comments, etc. How are we ignoring this? Like, people get bombarded by comments if they dare call an idol sexy, but somehow when it comes to these fan cams, all I hear is silence. And I'm guilty of this too. I mean, before today, I never used my platform to talk about this, but it changes now. Please also use your voices, your ability to determine views, popularity, and of course the good old report button to put an end to these atrocities. That is it for this video. I really appreciate everyone who stayed and watched the video. You took the first step to making a change in this matter and I am very grateful. If you found this video informative and important to view, please press the like button. It will help my video reach a wider audience. Also, I often make videos about topics like this that need to be discussed and I have many planned, so subscribe so you don't miss it. Again, if you want to join my Discord server, DM me on Instagram or Twitter or reach out to me on YouTube. That's all I have for this video. Thanks again for watching and I will see you soon with another video.